What's up, YouTube? I'm Maurice, and you just entered the Mobley Culture. This is going to be a quick video on how to change brakes. For all my young men out there, even my young women who don't know how to change brakes, this video is for you. Now, trust me, I'm no professional by any means, but I do know how to change brakes. And I have my own method that I adapted over the years of changing brakes, and that's my go-to method. So we're gonna get started real soon. And again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, so you can get all these notifications when they come. Okay. So without further to do, is that the right way? Further to do. Anyway, let's get started with this quick video. Changing brakes. Thank you. Okay, getting started. I like to take the brake reservoir cap off, so that way when we push the caliper back, the air will flow right through the lines and come right up through there. You won't have any air bubbles in your line. So from there, I like to find a good jack position. And that's usually where the frame of the car is, towards the front of the tire, or towards the back of the tire, actually, depending on where your tire you're changing. Then I'm going to go ahead and loosen the lug nuts. Just loosen them up just enough to where it takes the pressure off. Then we jack the tire up, so that way the car will not be spinning when we go to take the lug nuts off. I learned that at 14 years old. Please do not jack the car up and try to loosen up your lug nuts. Your tire will spin all day. You'll get frustrated. So with that being said, go ahead and take all the lug nuts off and remove the tire. Set the tire to the side, of course. And that is your pads up under that brake housing. But before we do that, let's get some jack stands. Let's place our jack stands up under there just in case that jack want to give way. We got some support up under there. And from there, we're going to move on over and go to the brake housing. And that's where your two pads are. So you got two bolts that holds the housing in. One up here, then you have one down below. So depending on what size they are, they're usually metric. You might need a 14, a 13, depending on what size your boat is. Mine uses a 14. So remember, when loosening and tightening bolts up, righty, tighty. That means if you're going to go right, you need to tighten it up. Lefty, loosey. Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. I learned that a long time ago. So we got them off, got the housing off. We're going to set this up here out the way for a second and get our C-clamp. As you can see, this is your caliper, and you want to get this pushed back all the way flush to where it meets the metal of the housing. So I got my C-clamp, and I got an old school trick someone taught me where you take your old brake pad and you use that as support for the C-clamp to push the caliper all the way back. So we're doing that now. Now, as we get that, we pull back off, and as you can see, it's flush. Take the other old brake pad off. We got brake lubricant for our brake pads, the new ones. So now we got two new brake pads. We're going to slide this other one over in there. Get our brake lubricant so we can lubricate the pads, basically where the metal meets at. So just get a little dab. It don't take much. You want to smooth it on there real good, both sides. Let's get this other side real quick. Then we're going to move on. All right. Got that covered. From there, we're going to go back and grab our brake pad housing. And slide that back on like so. Grab your bolt. Put the first bolt in. We're going back to the left because we tighten. I'm sorry, we're going to the right because we're tightening. Excuse me. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. See there, Maurice? All right. Put the second one in. And we're going to the right. From there, you go back, you grab your ratchet and your socket. Tighten those two bolts down. You want to make sure you tighten these real good. You definitely don't want your nuts backing out of this. So get this tight. And from there, we're going to grab our tire. Put the tire back on. Line up your holes. Grab your lug nuts. Start your lug nuts. You want to just tighten them down by hand. Just good enough just so the tire is in there tight. Then you want to tighten it down a little bit. But not too tight. We're just going to get it tight enough to where we can drop it down on the ground. Now we got it on the ground. We come back and we tighten them down again. And as you can see, I go from one nut. Then I go back across to find the other nut. And after that's tightened down, I go across to find the other one. So basically what I'm saying is you don't want to go counterclockwise and you don't want to go clockwise. I like to go diagonally to tighten mine up. And there you go. Thank you for joining Mobley Culture. See you next time. Peace.